You were talking about financial literacy and how important that is. And one of the guests I was talking to, as she works with people struggling with homelessness and housing and food security, that's one of the things she tries to teach them. She tries to teach them what credit is, what APR means, what compound interest is, how to fill out a bank form, and she talked about how, yeah, you get your money. That doesn't mean you go and cash it out so you can flash it on social media that you got your EBT money or whatever. And I don't think you can cash out EBT. Again, I live in a bubble. Um, but you don't flash your money. Go put it in the bank. Go earn that interest. Set a budget, and she helps people learn how to do these things because a lot of us, myself included, a lot of us don't learn those things. Thankfully, I married an accountant who taught me these things. But I remember, when we were newlyweds before we had kids, and we were living in Utah, it was payday, and I just got paid. There might have been some overtime on there, but as we were going south on the I-15, it said Saint or Las Vegas. And I was like, let's go. And she's like, no. I'm like, I just got paid. Let's go. And she goes, we also have to pay rent. We also have to pay the water bill. She's like, you think you have that money, but you don't. And teaching that financial literacy, I think, is something that we don't learn like we should. And it takes having parents and a lifestyle. And I'm sure it was probably kind of hard watching you grow up with you're living with your brother, but also you're living with a mom that was just surviving, scraping by. If she got $50, it probably like I'm spending the $50, but not like we see it as, you know. How did those lessons affect your Joes and your juniors?
kind of, but you always know which one is leaning in. And to that, so I'm actually currently teaching a finance class, and it's going to be a three-part to the guys in my business. And I think there's 26 of them in there. But on lesson one, this is what I told them. I said, I need this filled out for lesson two. And if you don't fill out, you're not going to be able to stay in the class. And the reason why is I think people devalue what, one, they don't pay for, or two, they didn't earn. And so I don't want to be the guy that's sitting there trying to lecture them or have this tell them that they're doing something wrong. I want it to be very much, hey, I'm going to give you something, and you tell me something back, and we're going to work through this thing together. And so it'll be interesting because tomorrow's actually the day to see how many filled it out, how many are going to lean in. But the ones that do, I give it my all. Like I actually think and I don't know, this could be bad, but there's times I care more about them than I do me because they're leaning in. And I say that it could be bad because people that are givers will always find people that are takers. And I've been on that's happened so much in my life that I didn't even realize that people were just taking advantage because I'm so willing to give. And so I have to now charge, meaning like you do the homework and you can come to the class. And that's not even a big, that's not a big charge,
Right.
but they have to do something.
You take a Dave Ramsey course and you're paying a lot of money. You're asking, hey, just do the homework. What made you? Is this the first time you've instituted a program like this?
No, this is actually the third round. But in the trades, you get a lot of turnover because guys will realize I don't really like dealing with other people's crap, right? Like nobody
Right.
actually likes that. And so it's just kind of part of the game. And I actually had to learn this too, is even though you said something once to one person, we automatically assume that everybody should know it. I said that once, and that's not the case. And we don't know what their mindset was when you told them anyways. Maybe they could have been had their head in the clouds because they were thinking about something else. And so I've made it a point where I just repeat stuff all the time, especially the really good things. So if we do this finance class, I'll do another one in 6 months and act like it's brand new. And if they can just glean a little bit more information, then it's working.